Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. A relief rally, guys. I honestly think there's going to be a massive relief rally coming. We have some confluence in the markets. We have a big CME gap to the upside. New numbers came out. The government's kind of shut down, kind of not. Is it going to stop? Who knows? Trump's making deals in India. Trump's trying to make deals with Russia. There's a lot happening. Bitcoin bottomed around 74.5 locally for the moment. Now, is there going to be more downside or upside? What do we see first? 68K or 88K? These are key levels. I do think we're very, very close to a bottom. Where will Bitcoin go? Where will the relief rally take us? Can we snip 90K again? Maybe, just maybe. And also, predictions markets have been on fire. And there's two projects that are integrating predictions markets. Are they worth a look at to add to your portfolio? We'll talk about that on today's episode of Sin City Crypto Gina World Info. That hurts my throat when I do that. Okay, I don't like this chair. It's kind of down. You know what I realized? Actually, the chair's too high up. Rob brings his chair so far up so he can like look tall as me, you know, or look taller than me, even though I'm much larger than him. Thank you. I'm gonna go back to my seat now. Sorry, guys. Round of applause. Guys, hope you all had an amazing weekend. I'm excited to be here with you today. Bitcoin. Bloop, 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 bloop. 74.5. Now, there is one human being. Well, I'm sure there were some other people, random people across, blah, blah, blah. There's one human being in this studio that said it yesterday, that said it on Friday. I think he like perfectly 84. He said 84.5, and it's going to get rejected down to the 70s. I think he said 75 or 74K. Well, let him speak for himself. Brendan, I was trying to pull up the clip.
What's up, everybody?
I didn't even have time. But what was the exact move you talked about on Friday's trading show?
Yeah,
just recap real quick, and then, yeah.
Yeah, so here it is right here. There's this blue box right here. There's a lot going on here, and I would take it off, but I just don't really have time to do that right now. I'm talking to everybody. So this blue box right here, this small blue box, the one that is fully blue, I said at the bottom of this range, which is around 84.5, we were going to see that rejection to the downside. And we were seeing a relief rally. Everybody was like, oh, back to bull, back to bull. I told David, I said, if we don't get to this area here at like 84.8, we're not going to see a bull, anything. We literally perfectly tapped the bottom of this range that I have here and went straight down into this yellow box that I called out. And I said, guys, we will not see above 80K Bitcoin by the end of the month. And we didn't. So we see right here, we come down, we get to the 80K, we tried to push back out, we come back even all the way down to 74K. And so that's what I called out. I said that we were going to see 78 to 75K. I said mid to high 70s is what we were going to see, and that's exactly what we saw. And so yeah, now we're seeing a little bit of a push out. I think that this could become a new range right here, and that would be really good. I mean, for traders, anybody holding a portfolio, you'd probably be a little bit pissed off. But for traders, I would like to see this range get a little bit solidified where we could see some type of, we can see here, and now we know where it's going to go from here. And then to the downside, instead of just having to say, okay, it's awesome to use so much confluence and stuff like that, but it's for traders. I mean, anybody that trades knows that like it's a little bit annoying to have to do so much to try and guess where the market's going, as opposed to just being able to know based off of the range that it sits in and things like that. Yeah, so we went down, we tapped this range. I think we're going to use this range as new support, and then I think we'll continue to use this blue box as resistance, and then we'll obviously make new resistance in the middle. I think that this area right here around, what is this? 81.4, 81.5. I think that area around there could become some new support or some new resistance as well. That would probably hold up for a couple days, and then we'd push back through to the higher resistance, the more solidified resistance.
Well, that 84.5 level that you spoke about is also where a new CME gap lives, the top end of the gap. So this was posted by Nick Crypto On the plus side, we have a massive CME gap to the upside between 70 and 84K, the second largest gap ever. Let me go ahead and pull up the Bitcoin price or the Bitcoin chart from the CME. Excuse me, look at that gap. It's almost as big as the gap in my mouth. That, my friend, is a 7% gap. Okay? From open 78.8 to open 84.6. Now, gaps are meant to be filled. You saw this gap here, it got filled. You saw this gap here, it got filled. You saw this gap here, hasn't gotten filled, probably get filled. But either way, the gaps are meant to be filled. This gap here was also filled. We can go through history, not just in Bitcoin and crypto, but in every single asset. Unless it just completely goes to zero, gaps will get filled. And so I expect this Bitcoin gap to get filled as well. This one right here, that's a pretty big one. As mentioned by Nick, second largest ever. Rob, what are your thoughts on Bitcoin's price action over the weekend? You think at least locally that the bottom is in? I've always said 70, the mid 70s, right? I've said it to you. I've said it to Brendan. Now, it doesn't mean that we don't have more downside to come, but at least locally, when I say locally, maybe over the next 7 to 10 days or 7 to 14 days, that this was a local bottom 74.4. What are your thoughts on the price action and where Bitcoin is headed to?
I think we're going to get a bounce on Bitcoin. Now, whether or not this is a bottom, we go further down. I'm kind of looking currently at, what is likely to happen over the next 7 days, next 14 days. I'm playing this on a shorter time window, right? On the longer time window, it seems as though we're going deeper into a bear market. That's just my takeaway. I'm not betting a house on it. I don't have any open short positions on Bitcoin that's, projecting to go down to 50,000. I can see a scenario where could go down to, 45,000, 50,000, who knows? I think it's more likely that we're going to get on the macro a continuation to the downside. However, even if that happens, I think that we're going to find a bounce here. But what does that look like? I think we're going to see some volatility here on the 1 hour. You can see that we are finding resistance here. So what I am thinking is going to happen, where I think the movement of Bitcoin is at, we came down. We set a bottom here at 75,000, right when we spilled off. Then we came up to where we're at now, which was 78.9, 79,000. And then yesterday we went back down and went down to 74. Right. And so now here we are at this resistance again. I do think that this spills down. I think what we're going to see likely is we're going to see a move to the downside back down here again to 75,000. And then we're going to, go up to that back up to, I would say like 80, maybe even come back up here and test this area right here. Where's my pencil tool at, man?
Oh, you got to go to, you see the T?
The T?
Press the little arrow next to it.
Oh, there it is.
Wait, no, it's not the T. It's the rectangle box above it.
Where's my
brush?
Where's my brush? All right, cool. So I do think we're gonna see something like this, and then here,
let me ask you real quick.
I want to know what's gonna happen here.
Is that a higher low or a lower low?
On which one? On
that move down.
I think we bounce at 75,000, and so I think
so. Then it becomes a W pattern.
Yeah, and then. So I think that this is likely to play out, right? We're seeing resistance here, and if you look on the lower time frames, you'll see that it's we put in a higher. We came in here at 79.3, then we came to 79.2, 79.1, 78, 78, 78.7. And so you can see that we're already putting in on the lower time frames. And, you know, if you go down to, say, the 5 minute and look at this, you'll see that, you know, it's starting to round out and reverse here. And so I think that what we're seeing currently is a move to the downside, and I think we're going to come back down. Let's delete this one. I think we're coming back down here to that 75.
I actually think we're going to put in a higher low. I think 76.5. That box right there, I think we retest it.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it.
And then we close that gap. Now, there's a
because also look at the moving averages here on the 4 hour. I mean, we're so like these are here. You have the two moving averages, and then look how far off we are. So this is why I'm thinking that we'll probably have a nice bounce here. I mean, when's the last time we deviated this far from the 90-day? I mean, it's like when's the last time we deviated that much? Look at that, man. And so for that reason, I do think that we're gonna bounce back. I think we go back up to 80,000. Prior to that, I think you're gonna see, as mentioned here. With the maybe we sell down and bounce back up, and then I think that this marker here, I got those beautiful circles I drew there. I think at that point perhaps we get a nice big breakout to the upside.
So Gary Cardone has a poll up on X, and we're gonna vote together. You think Bitcoin sees 68K first or 88K first? That's a good question. That's a good question. I am leaning 88K first. I don't think we've reached 90. I think we get close to 88 before we see 68. But I do think we eventually see 68.
I think I would go 68.
Okay.
Even though I think that the like here, we'll go back to this chart. I think that if we were to break out here, right? And if you were to break out here, right, what would that look like? You know, you would say, so what do I think a breakout would look like? I think that if you were to get a breakout to the upside, you're gonna come up, right, above the 78, which we've seen as resistance here. We probably tap 80,000. We come back down, and then once we retest this as support, we take off. But then you got to think, like, what are your major areas of resistance, right? You have this clear area here where we came down and bounced, 84,000, 85,000. You have here where we put in a bottom, 86.3. And so I think that the likelihood is that we're going to, and as I mentioned, I think that what we're seeing is that we're likely to test lower prices in Bitcoin, but first we're going to come up and bounce. And so I don't think we're going to bounce as high as 88,000. I just don't.
Brandon, what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, so as you guys were talking about it, I was just looking at the chart here, just taking a look. So this is the bottom of this area of support that I have right here is 71K. If we lose this 71K, our next area of market support is actually right at 68K. And that sits right here. The top of that range is 68,540.2. And then the bottom of that range is 64,000. And the midpoint is at 66K. So I think that if we lose this support, we could definitely see 68K. And I don't think that we'll see 88K before we see 68K, if that's the case.
Yeah. You know, Bitcoin had a decent rally, right? Low of 74.6. Well, what was this move percentage-wise? It was 6% move. Not bad. Now, there's some potential bullish catalysts here. Take a look at this. From Walter Bloomberg. No clue if he has any relation to the Bloomberg. U.S. manufacturing surges at fastest pace since 2022. U.S. manufacturing unexpectedly expanded in January at its strongest pace since 2022, fueled by a surge in new orders and production. The ISM Manufacturing Index jumped to 52.6 from 47.9, topping all forecasts. Order backlogs grew for the first time since 2022. Exports rose and inventories fell sharply, signaling continued demand. 9 sectors expanded, led by apparel, metals, transportation equipment, and machinery. Employment declined more slowly, while supplier delays and input costs remained elevated. Now, people have pointed out that when the ISM is above 50, it means the economy is expanding and people go more risk on. If it's under 50, it's the opposite. And so people are attributing the Bitcoin rise to this. We also have some potential negative news here. Partial government shutdown continues, also from Mr. Bloomberg. The U.S. remains in a partial shutdown as the House delays a vote on the Senate's funding deal over ICE and immigration reform. Essential services keep running, but some federal workers face furloughs or delayed pay. A Tuesday vote may decide these shutdowns end. And in parentheses, the Tuesday's vote is still expected, but is not guaranteed to happen early and may be delayed into Tuesday or later as Congress works through procedural steps. Notice how I changed my tone of voice to signify that it's a footnote? You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. I'm here for you. So, some positive, some potential negative. Also, potential negative. I don't have it pulled up, but the Fed's Mr. Bostic said he doesn't foresee any Fed rate cuts in 2026. So I feel like the markets are just like a tug of war here and a pull there and push there and then start.
You know damn well Trump's guy is going to aggressively cut rates. Let's just be honest.
People say he's a hawk.
Come on, man. Like let's just be real.
How do hawks sound, by the way? Is that how they sound?
Yeah. I was going through the chat. Very interesting chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got Jandrew.
Oh, that's definitely Felix for sure.
Yeah, Jandrew. He says. So I went ahead to posted this on our Twitter. Jandrew says he's going to laugh in our faces when BTC never drops under 72,000. Yeah, he said that BTC is never going below election day price. Never has, never will before. Election day price was 72,700. BTC will never fall into this. And he says also he can't wait to laugh in our faces when we're wrong.
This is definitely Felix, his burner account. You know, Felix Zapita. Yeah. Very striking similarities. Normally, J. Andrew, I would agree with you, but Bitcoin has also never had a all-time high prior to the halving. And it did.
Yeah, it's just also, you know, what we're seeing out of the markets is extreme volatility, right? You're seeing gold and commodities perform very irregularly, and we're seeing moves never seen before. Also, you can't slow down momentum, bro. Momentum, when it gets going, just the same thing when like Bitcoin's going to the upside and people are coming in and buying. It's just a euphoric event. Right now, the tone of the room with Bitcoin is that it's in a free fall, right? It's not doing well. And so, yeah, like, here's the thing. How long ago were we in a bull market?
Pepperidge Farm remembers. That signifies it was a very long time ago.
So let's get back into.
At least you know that. Thanks.
Okay. Okay. So you can say when we're over 100,000.
Sure.
That's probably, you know, we're still in a bull market, right? The top was 124,000. So the top was 3 months ago and some change. And so if you guys think that we had a 3-month bear market and that's how Bitcoin runs, guys, we had a 3-month bear market. We're good. It only lasted 3 months this time. That's not the way the markets work. Now, you can say, hey, we top, double top. You know, you can go back in time. We can go take a look. You know, when you know, you can make an argument that you could see something like we saw back in 2020 21. And so you look here, you know, we had double top, right? We went up to 63,000. We dropped down to 29. And then here we are back up making new all-time highs. However, take into consideration, even with the double top scenario where Bitcoin went absolutely bonkers, bananas, parabolic, it took us from May to October. So we had 6 months before it kind of took off again. We're 3 months in. So even if the double top scenario is something that we're thinking is going to happen, there's still more sell off, or at least more consolidation, or more downside run to go. It's just the reality of it. So yeah.
Some people are saying this wasn't even a bull market. It was a weak one, but it was still a bull market.
What do you mean it's a weak one? We 2x'd our previous all-time high.
Okay. And historically, we've done way more than that.
Yeah, and historically, there was a tiny market cap of Bitcoin. So
we're trying to say this is
what do you think would happen? Okay, so here's an example. Is gold in a bull market?
Yeah.
They 2x'd. Wow. $2,000 to $5,000, man. Was that a whack bull market for gold?
what? Gold more than 2x.
It went from $2,200 to 5,000. It's currently under 5,000. So okay, from peak to trough, you can say it was a 2.5x. But
1,600. This is where I would say the bottom.
Yeah. Okay.
November
so
2022.
So if you want to go back 3 years, sure. Okay. Peak to trough. Yeah. From very small. But reality of it is that the move that we saw out of gold, and it's going parabolic, and everyone's talking about gold. It's 2x. Right. If we were to take peak to trough out of Bitcoin, we just went from peak to peak. If you were to say, hey, what was Bitcoin's bottom here, right? Look, what was Bitcoin's bottom for the bull market? We were down to 16,000. So, if you take that formula, that mentality, from 16,000 to 120,000, you're talking about an 8x. That's pretty whack, pretty abysmal bull market, right, David? Pretty whack. 8x on
Everything is relative, right?
That's what I'm saying. But
Relatively speaking, we didn't get an altcoin season. Do we have an altcoin season?
But the thing is,
Do we have an altcoin season?
Yes, we did.
We did?
Yeah.
Who had an altcoin season?
Okay. Go down the list. You're the top. The top of altcoins came in January of 2025, and so this was the top here, which was Solana came a little early in September, but ultimately the top of the bull market. Now remember, the top of Solana was $260, right? You go back, you got Ethereum. Their top was also in September, so 4,500. And then you got XRP, their top, $3.50. This was up from 50 cents. So I mean, it is a bull market. I don't know. Like, what do you guys expect moving forward? I'm just curious. Like, do you believe you're gonna get the numbers that you see on YouTube thumbnails? XRP to $100, and anything shy is not a bull market. Cardano to $27, or it's not a bull market. I mean, the reality of it is these are giant asset classes. These are huge investments. I mean, XRP is $99 billion. It's a fuckload of money, bro. That's That's crazy. And that's something that went up from 50 cents to 350. And its current market cap is cut in half. It was at $200 million or $200 billion. And so I don't know. Like, I know like people in crypto, they're just kind of like delirious sometimes. They just like, I don't know, man. It's like, I get it. You get into it like saying, hey, my $1,000 could turn into $100,000. And there's always a couple stories, but the reality of it is that like a 5X is good. And if you sit here and say, we didn't get a bull market because I didn't get more than 8X out of my best asset, like, I don't know, man. You guys are, good luck, bro. If I could take 20 grand and turn it into 100 grand, then fuck, I won, bro. I won. Victory. And if you tell me that, hey man, that's not a bull market, that's not altcoin season, like, I'll tell you what, I made a lot of money on fucking altcoins this year. And like, if I would have been like, you know what, I'm gonna hold XRP and never sell it. I'm gonna hold Cardano and never sell it. Like, you're gonna lose, bro. Just the reality of it. If you're gonna do that, do it with Bitcoin. Everything else, you're just rolling the dice, man. My recommendation is, hey, man, these alts are going to pop off. Certain ones are going to perform extremely well. Identify those early and get into them. But this whole hodl mentality, you're going to just keep round tripping over and over again. And then every cycle is going to be less and less, right? Cardano's not going to rally as much as it did this cycle. I'm sorry, man. What did it get to this year?
$1.30.
$1.30, not getting no $1.30. So when it bounces back, it'll get to $1.10. Then the following cycle, it'll get to 70 cents. Then the following cycle, it'll get to 14 cents. I don't know. That's what I'm seeing at its current trajectory. Until something changes, if people are using it, then it's a different game, right? If all of a sudden my neighbor's using some third party, some DApp, like, oh yeah, down, man. At its current situation, you know what? I saw some Cardano chat, and they were saying that like, hey man, the retail. And I'm like, I get it, man. People are very passionate about Cardano, but at the same time, it's like you need users to be using it. You ever heard of Neo Geo?
No.
Neo Geo, bro. It's a video game system that came out right at the same time as PlayStation.
Neo Geo.
Mm-hmm.
No.
The graphics were superior, bro. Wow. It was like the game system that was supposed to change everything, right? It looked better than PlayStation, Nintendo, Sega, Dreamcast, all that other crap, right? And then just the tech was there, but nobody used it. And then, nobody built games for it. It's too expensive or something. I don't know. Anyways, doesn't matter. You have the best tech ever. If people aren't using it, it's going to die. I made a lot of money on Cardano, man. I'm hopeful, man. But they got to come up with some usable, some dApps that people are using. I know there's a large catalog. Charles, you can sit here and tell me like, hey, we got 10,000 dApps, but how many of them got active communities? That's the thing, man. Go ahead. What were you saying? You're about to say something.
Kryptonian said, serious question. I want more crypto, but I'm not interested in self-custody for anything I would buy from this point out. I'm responsible for enough for my comfort zone.
Yeah. Just buy the Bitcoin ETF, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Like if somebody was like, hey man, I want to buy gold as an example, it'd be irresponsible for me to be like, look, man, the only thing you should ever do is buy physical blocks of gold. Like, okay, that might work for some people. Put it in a safe, hide it in the backyard. I don't know. But I think your best bet for a lot of people that don't want to buy physical gold is go buy ETF. Same thing. There's a lot of ETFs now. Obviously, you're not going to get the small little micro caps, but I think Coinbase, if you want to roll the dice on an exchange, because it's publicly traded, is probably the safest place if you're going to use an exchange and keep it on an exchange. That I don't really recommend. I'd recommend either ETF or self-custody. But if you want to do self-custody, cool, man. Like my dad, if he decided to buy crypto, what you waiting for, Dad? If he decided to buy crypto, I would not tell him to self-custody. That'd be a terrible idea. Man can barely find his car keys, much less
bar of gold.
No, he can't find his private keys. You know, if you can't find your car keys, how are you gonna find your private? Anyway, I feel like he would lose that thing.
You see Charles's video talking about he's gonna sell his jet and his helicopter.
You know what's funny?
What?
How do you think he bought the jet and helicopter?
With his money?
From the job that he ran, or that he was working 9 to 5?
Okay, what are you trying to get at?
I'm just saying, he was selling ADA, obviously, to buy jets and Lambos and ranches and all this stuff. And now you're selling it back. And now you're this great martyr.
So the guy spends all this time and energy and money and resources building something. You don't think he deserves to be compensated?
I didn't say he should. But I think if you're going to stand on some high hill and be like, look at me, I'm selling my jets. Like, look at me, I'm selling the assets that I extracted from, I extracted value from the project to buy all these assets. Now I'm selling them. Look at me. Like, I don't like it, bro. My personal opinion.
You know,
I think like, cool, you want to sell them, you want to sell them, but don't go out here on a stream and be like, guys, guess what I'm doing? I'm a man of the people. I am the king, the emperor. Like, I am selling everything, and like, how awesome is it that I'm willing to sell these assets? You sold Cardano to buy those. I'm not saying, I'm not shaming you for it, but all I'm saying is that, like, where I'm getting at is that, like, you're trying to hype up the community by saying you're selling all these assets. But you didn't have a video explaining you were going to buy those. You didn't have a video coming out, hey guys, I really need this jet, so I'm going to sell a shit ton of Cardano.
very interesting.
Like, I don't know. Like, how about this, man? Like, just do it and just keep it. I don't know. Like, why are you advertising it, man?
Content.
Definitely is good content. No, I agree. It's very polarizing. It's a good idea. You rally the troops. For me, it's just he's showing his community that he's invested. And like, I don't fault the guy for it. I'm just saying that, like, I don't know. I don't find it as some giant moral compass that has been, some giant event. One hundo said, comparing ETF to gold is uneducated comparison. How? Or EFT? ETF? I think you spelled it wrong. No, here's the thing. You can use whatever vehicle you want to. Like, you want to invest in real estate, you can go buy a house. You want to invest in real estate, you can also invest in a real estate company. You know what I mean? You can go buy mortgage-backed securities. Like, there's plenty of ways of doing it. You want to own gold? Cool. You can buy the physical thing or buy the ETF. It's whatever avenue you're the most comfortable with. And if you want to self-custody Bitcoin or you want to put in an ETF, then whatever, bro.
It's whatever, bro.
Like, that's the thing. Like, that's the problem with this. Is the whole problem with crypto, bro. Is that everyone's all like, hodl, man, never sell this and this, self-custody. Like, bro, like, give people options, man. If I want to sell my shit because I know a bear market's coming, I'm going to sell, man. I have plenty of assets. I was like, bro, this thing is going down. Like, this thing is about to sell off. Your boy's exiting. And everyone else is all like, you're scared, bro. You're supposed to hodl. Now it's 90% down. I'm over here like, Y'all quiet now. Someone asked me earlier, what am I buying? What are you buying, David?
What am I buying?
Yeah. You buying any crypto right now?
Yeah, let me show you.
What you buying? Hyperliquids. Look good, bro.
Interesting. Wait, I got it backwards. Nope, I got it forwards. Yep. Hypercore. So HIP4, Hyperliquid Improvement Proposal, will support outcome trading, aka predictions markets. Outcomes are fully collateralized contracts that settle within a fixed range. They are a general purpose primitive that are useful for applications such as predictions markets and bounded options like instruments. There's been extensive user demand in both these areas. Outcomes bring non-linearity, yada, yada, yada. Brendan, show me Hyperliquid, please. Thank you very much.
All right, let me get it for you. Here we go. So here's Hyperliquid on the 4-hour. I got a lot of yellow boxes going on. Don't mind it. But so this is the area of support we just tapped right here. This is our most held area of support over the past few months. And then this area, the bottom of this area sits around 20.464. Top of this area is at 22.720. Obviously, we're talking about it's moving good. It's looking good. It is looking great. We're coming back up and we're making market structure around this area. So we could actually, on the 4-hour, this shows more support. So like if we were to put a support box right here and go down to the 1 hour, the 30-minute, you would see a bunch of candlesticks into that area. So we could actually use this as new support going into the this resistance box right here at bottom of it's 35.394. I think we're going to push right through this area of support or this area of resistance right here. And then our next one is this white line right here, or this next area where we could find some. I would say it's at 43.128. And then after that, our top and our biggest one in the past couple of months, or at least since October, has been this area right here at 48.068. And so that's what I'd be seeing right here on this Hyperliquid chart. I like where it's going. I like the direction it's moving. I don't think that this resistance is really going to play a crazy effect on it. I think we'll see a little bit of chop in it, and then I think we'll see a move to the upside. So that's what I'm seeing right now, and I also do think that this will get used as new support right here.
Beautiful. And we'll do more setups and trading on the trading show in about 15 minutes, Brendan and I
think.
But I like Hyperliquid.
You know what I like? I like Chainlink, dude. If I was buying crypto right now, I would say I'd eyeball Chainlink at a lower price, but not that much lower. So currently at $9.85. You look at where Chainlink was during the last kind of bear market, and so you can see here. So the last time we were under $10 outside of this little flash crash here. Last time we were under $10 was back in October of 2023. October of 2023. What was the price then? Where were we at on Chainlink? We were range bound in between $6 and $8.32. I would say if we're going to get a bounce on this, I think likely we would go down to $8.32 and then bounce up. I like this as a buy. I like it as a long-term play. Right now, you got to start asking yourself, like, what are long-term plays that you know will be around for the foreseeable future? I think Chainlink is a no-brainer, especially when we know that the landscape is RWAs, stable coins, interoperability, government, institutions, and this is everything that Chainlink does. It was also at a high of $26 back in September of last year, and then we even saw it as high as $30 back in December of 2024 when yeah, I mean, what do you think about Chainlink? I know you're very bullish on Chainlink.
You know, I think you said something very important. What did you say again?
Chainlink.
You said something about
stable coins,
picking projects that you know are going to be around.
Yeah.
And you got to ask yourself, what checks the box of will be around, right? Are people using it now? Can you see it? Does it serve a purpose for the institutions and the banks? I think Chainlink's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
Chainlink is and correct me if I'm wrong, the only project in the top, 500 or 300 that can connect private to public blockchains? I'm sure there's maybe a one or two obscure ones. But we're talking about a project that can do that has partnerships with Swift and the DTCC, which if you look up how much value or volume gets moved through those two avenues, it's astounding. And Chainlink is partnered with both of them. So to me, that makes sense. I want to give a big shout out to my boy Destroyer. You know, I was hanging out with him Saturday. It's my dude right there, man. We're talking about this coffee shop across the street. Destroyer, I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to go because we're running low on time, but next time, my treat. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be great, man. He was saying he's been a member on our channel for 40 months. So shout out to you, Destroyer. We love you here. You know that, Rob and I, and I'm sure the people in here that meet you will love you as well. And all the people that support our channel, we thank you. If you wanted to continue to support our channel, stay in the chat because you'll be redirected to the trading show. Brendan and I will break down some charts. Now we'll see what we can trade. I actually have a Bitcoin limit order set right now. I'll share what it is in the afternoon or in the trading show in 15 minutes. Gina, we're done. You notice this is a bear market.
Sin City Crypto. Cassius Couvé. Yeah. Sin City Crypto. Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I spit the game, but they gave it. Name the coin, it's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy a dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming hola till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado close ya.